Look at this beautiful moon. This one's got like sparkly in it
That
too.
one's fun. I would honestly...
We're gonna put this on the top, I think.
I love that. I would... The girls decorate the tree. Get in the spirit with goddess hangs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 53.
Woo! It's the Christmas episode.
Dun 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 dun.
Nope, I'm not.
Goddess all the way. Ha ha ha.
We are here. I'm Sadie.
I'm Juliet. Obviously.
And we created Goddess Hangs podcast to make all things mindset, manifestation, and magic more relatable.
And more fun.
Woohoo! Whee! If you're not watching the video, Juliet and I have our festive, I was going to say Halloween costumes on, Christmas outfits on. I do have a costume on. I'm wearing my ho 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 Santa, Mrs. Claus outfit.
I'm going to call it your Santa baby.
My Santa baby outfit.
It looks like she's ready to do the dance from Mean Girls. She
did the slap.
She did the slap.
So, a funny story, at my high school talent show, we did that.
You were one of the dancers?
We did it. Yeah, we reenacted. We got the audio from the movie, so we reenacted all of it. We did me and my friends that were in dance together.
Oh, cute.
Entered our high school talent show. And I don't think they knew what we were, they had to like approve all of the acts. But we were like, oh, we're doing this Jingle Bell Rock dance. And then when we did it, they were like, oh. But we had like an old stereo that like we kicked off stage.
Oh my gosh.
My mom stood up in the audience and went like did the thing that Amy Poehler does. And I was Lindsay Lohan, so I started singing, and then everyone started singing along, and it was amazing.
Of course you were the Lindsay Lohan character. Why wouldn't you be? I love it.
It was very fun.
And she also has knee-high Santa boots. Did you just have those, or did you buy them for this?
So I already have knee-high black boots, but they're not very comfortable, and I needed these suckers to walk all around New York City in, so these are new ones.
Fabulous. Head to toe.
I just got back from SantaCon, which I want to tell everyone all about, but this was my SantaCon outfit.
I love it. So I am fashioning. Who are you wearing, Juliet? Well,
Boo.
Victor. I'm wearing Boo. Victor's uncle won this at the family White Elephant and said he wasn't going to wear it. So Victor said, I know somebody who will. It is a black velvet overall jumper thing.
It's very stylish.
And it has Christmas decor on it, as well as pictures of cats in a Santa hat, including one very large cat in a Santa hat.
Is that a pocket?
No, but they filled it with fluff, so it is puffy.
Okay, it's like you either are holding some snacks in there.
I wish it was a pocket.
It would be a cute pocket. It's in the pocket spot if you're not watching.
Yeah, it's right in the front. It's a big old cat. It looks like Mr. Cat, actually.
It does.
Yeah. So, whoops, sorry, Boo. And then Boo is wearing her signature black coat with a lot of dirt. That's
a lot of dirt and sand. This morning I made my bed and I said, hey, Boo, you wouldn't know anything about all this sand on my white bedspread, would you?
Ugh.
It's really gross. I have to wash it constantly. But it's so cute, and I wasn't thinking when I bought it. Honestly, ignorance is bliss. I didn't know how much dirt that Boo deposited on my bedspread until I got the white one. And then I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. And I kind of wish I was blissfully ignorant about how gross my cats are that I let sleep in my bed with me.
It's okay. Think of the joy they provide.
They do.
So it's the holiday season. So ring da ding,
ding ding,
and dickory dock.
We've got an ad break. Ding dong. I hope you guys know.
Oh no, it was.
We improv these every time. We have no plan. We have no idea what we're doing. Wait, I wanted to say something. I had a particular idea for the holiday season. Did Santa not come through for you this year?
Did you dig through your stocking and went,
Aww.
That wasn't the right way to say that. Did you dig through your stocking
And all you got...
go, aww.
Wait.
All you got was a rock.
A lump of coal.
A lump of coal.
Great news.
Dig a little deeper because...
Intuitive Magic Oracle deck
is here to save the day. Intuitive Magic Oracle, the perfect deck for witches, goddesses, and people of all levels. Whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for 100 years, you will love Intuitive Magic Oracle.
For the goddess in all of us.
For the goddess in all of us. You might get the Tiger of Divine Confidence.
The Otter of Laughter.
The Castle of Dream Big. That's the next one that came into my head.
The Hourglass of Divine Timing.
This deck really does have
it all.
Pull a card every day or do a 3-card spread whenever you feel like it.
It's here. It's ready for you. And Santa just didn't come through, and now you have this option.
Buy it for yourself. You know yourself best.
Be
your own goddess clause.
Intuitive Magic Oracle.
Thanks, Intuitive Magic Oracle.
For sponsoring this episode.
We have another sponsor as well.
Could it be the Goddess BFF Patreon?
It is the Goddess BFF Patreon. We are 52 members strong.
It's crazy. It's so fun. We keep adding new chat themes every day. Mm-hmm. It's the most fun you can have on your phone.
I know. Some days when I have a slow day, I stay in that chat all day. I'm on the chat when I'm taking a bath. Mm-hmm. I'm on the chat when I'm in the car as a passenger.
Yeah. Driving, you're like,
yeah, no.
Don't do that. Jokes.
At the end of the day, I cozy up, I play Candy Crush, and then I pop back in and out of the chat. It's the best way to connect with Sadie, myself, and 50 plus of your new amazing, positive, fun, witchy goddess BFFs every single day. It is a safe space. It is a fun space. It is a magical space.
Extremely. I was visiting New York City all weekend, so I didn't really get to keep up much in the chat, and I was like, I miss my friends.
I know.
And then
we missed you.
This morning, I flew back in last night, and this morning I was glad that you had an appointment because I wanted to have a slow morning. I didn't sleep in because I was on New York time, but I just wanted to chill. Mm-hmm. And I got to spend 2 hours in the group chat just talking real time and catching up. And I was like, man, it feels good to be back.
Good to be back.
I miss everyone when I miss out on a few days.
Where everybody knows your name.
The Goddess BFF group chat.
And also, the Goddess BFF group chat is the only way that you can snag a ticket, reserve your spot
for the Goddess Getaway 2022.
Our cabin in the North Woods retreat.
Yes.
11 spots have sold as of right now. We have 4 left. I don't know what this is going to look like by the time this comes out. My guess is it might be sold out.
It was so fun. So we launched this retreat. We've been talking about it with our Patreon for a little bit now, a couple weeks, because it was their idea. They asked us to plan it actually because they were like, we have to hang out in real life. Mm-hmm. So we were like, all right, let's find a big ass house and let's invite everyone and plan activities and everything. So it all came together super quickly. Juliet and I were like, as usual, how hard could it be?
How hard could it be?
It's a little difficult, but we figured it out.
we got it down. We did it.
Should say Juliet figured it out. She was the dream team.
Thank you.
But we decided to launch it on Friday, which was when I was flying to New York. So I went up in the air and it hadn't launched yet. I landed. We had immediately sold 6 of the spots, which
6 to 8.
Our goal in order to officially book the cabin that we booked was to sell 5
or 6.
So we immediately did that, and it was so cute because I was catching up in the chat and they were like, when's Sadie laying? And Juliet said, Sadie's gonna lay an egg. And I was like, I laid multiple eggs. And then I had a layover, and then I went up into the sky and I came back down, and we had sold 2 more spots. Mm-hmm. And got into a really exciting message about a secret project that was a big deal all on Friday. So I was just sending Juliet egg emojis all night. I was just like, what the heck is happening here? It was a wild day.
So yeah, the retreat is almost sold out, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm certain it'll be fabulous.
Yes.
And the way that we picked this particular property was pretty funny. I just picked like 15 plus people anywhere in the United States. I didn't even care where. I just wanted to see like what
the
called
biggest
out,
like
and what
houses we could get. Yeah.
And I saw this one and I sent Sadie a bunch of options, but I said, this is the one you're going to like. And she's like, yep, that's the one. And then we started sending photos to our group chat and everybody said, why do I feel like I've been there? Like, why is this so?
Everyone had like deja vu.
Yeah, we all had like a feeling about it. So we all sort of collectively agreed on it.
Yeah. And I didn't realize upon first glance, I looked at all of them but didn't look at the locations. I was just looking at the pictures. And then I was like, I like this one. And then I looked at it and I was like, holy shit, it's in Wisconsin, which is where I'm from. So it's like, it's gonna be like 2.5 hours or 3 hours from like where I grew up. So Juliet's gonna go to my homeland, which is very exciting. A big step in our relationship.
I know, she's taking me home to her home. It's hometown week.
It's hometown week.
Like The Bachelor. We also have a bachelorette chat
we do.
In our group now. There was a need for that.
Shout out to the Broad Squad. We know so many of you are here, and we were like, you know what, y'all deserve your own chat.
So if you want some more friends to chat about the Bachelor Bachelorette with, we have, I think,
has this ever happened to you? You wish you had friends that were both witches and really into the Bachelor or Bachelorette franchise.
Hi, I'm Juliet. And I will talk about the Bachelor or Bachelorette with you every week. And I cannot wait. So, the retreat. So if you're listening now and you're not in the Patreon, Patreon is, it's a Patreon exclusive retreat. We are not opening this up to the public at this time. So, because we want all the girls to sort of have a feel for who we all are. And, you know, it's not like a bunch of actual strangers showing up. Like we will have all spent such a long time chatting and getting to know
I think
each other.
that's what's gonna be really special is we know each other on such a deep level, like already in a couple short months, not even a few. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
And we have the next like 6 months to strengthen that bond. And it's I know after a few of the witches booked it, there was a little bit of like ego popping up, like, oh my gosh, like who am I to go and think that like everyone's my real best friend, and what if I don't fit in, or what if, you know, it's not what I think it's gonna be. And I was like, I know for a fact, because we already met a few goddesses in the wild. I was like, I thought I heard knocking. Must have been Craig.
Okay.
Craig's home, and that door's open. Whatever, keep going. But after like 3 seconds of the awkward like hi, you know, like the nervous hi, then it's like you've known each other for decades and you've always hung out, and it's like,
no, there's something. Okay, I've been in many. Okay, first of all, if you've ever been to like summer camp, which I never did.
I never went to summer camp. I always wanted to.
Okay, but even just like going on this made me sound so bougie, going on a cruise or when I did the birthright trip to Israel, like anytime you go somewhere with people that's outside of your normal comfort zone and you're all like living this little life together, whether it's for 4 days or a month or whatever it is, you acclimate really quickly. You build community really quickly, and I have no doubt that it's going to be so fun, so easy. We feel like we know all of you who are coming, because we do energetically. We get your vibe. We like you very much. We love you very much. So yeah, if you're like, I really want to go, but I feel weird about showing up and staying in a cabin with Juliet, Sadie, and 16 other people. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have a great time.
It's gonna be the best.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
So that was a big deal from this past week. We launched our retreat and sold like 75% of the spots.
I know. It was so sweet when we were in the final stages of putting everything together and planning it out. You know, we're going all in 100%, like, all right, we're going to coordinate this, and this is what the agenda is going to be, and this is how we're going to do the sleeping arrangements. And at one point I stopped and I looked up at Sadie and I said, do you really think people will want to come? Do you really think they're going to want to come hang out with us?
I know, we had our own ego moment.
Yeah.
Where we were like, what if we only sell like one spot?
I guess we'll refund it.
Yeah, we were like, well, we'll make sure we sell 5 spots before we like pay for the cabin. And, if it's that or less, we'll just refund everybody and we'll try again next year. And it was like instantly almost sold out.
I know. I felt like when they say, and Taylor Swift sold out the Staples Center in 15 minutes, or you know what I mean, or less. Like it was a real rock star moment for us.
So
thank
exciting.
you. Thank you. So that's one new thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, we were advertising. Okay, the Patreon, fabulous, fun community. I'm not going to say what it is, but we all learned a little fun trick from a mom named Mary. And it doesn't involve your hands. That's all I'm going to say. I give Mary a lot of shout outs, but to be fair, I think Mary posts maybe in the top 5% of people. She shares a lot. Often, yeah. So I'm not I love all of my Patreon besties equally. I'm not favoring anybody. I think she's just always at the front of my mind. She certainly adds a lot of
memorable moments to the group chat.
Oh, and she sent us some really beautiful.
Oh yeah, should I go grab them really quick?
Yeah, go get them, and then when you come back, you can close the door. Oh, there she goes, Santa baby. So she sent us these amazing crocheted scrunchies and crocheted Christmas ornaments. We're going to show them off when Sadie returns in just a second. But thank you so much. It was really thoughtful. And her Instagram, if you want to order your own crocheted things, anything from a tarot card cozy to a top, is Big Magic Mare. I'm pretty sure.
We will definitely put Mary's information in the show notes. So let's
decorate our tree.
Let's decorate the tree. Here's yours. So first we have a beautiful crocheted star ornament. Here, I'll hold it against the white so you can see.
Wow, look at this purple star.
Oh, that one's got a little dangly.
Oh, a little doodad.
Let's see. I'm gonna choose
the halls with Mary's things that she made. Oh, look, even Boo likes it.
Oh, Boo, you better not snag that.
Okay. No, Boo.
I want to put
it can also double as a cat toy.
Look at this beautiful moon. This one's got like sparkly in it
That one's fun. I would honestly
We're gonna put this on the top, I think.
I love that. The girls decorate the tree. Get in the spirit with goddesses.
We gotta balance this out a little.
Okay, here. I've got a little moon with a doodad.
That one's so cute. Oh, and I have another star.
Yay! I think I'll put this one over here.
Stunning, elegant.
Look at our tree.
It's so cute. Now it's a goddess tree.
Yes, thank you.
And we got matching scrunchies.
Matching scrunchies.
So
this pink one is so soft.
One
to die for.
With like fun, like frilly, and then a crocheted pink one.
I love them.
So effing cute.
Oh, no, Boo, not for you. No.
She's gonna like that.
No, stop.
So thank you, sweet Mary, for our
I'm gonna hide these just
the merriest Christmas.
Have yourself
a very merry
Christmas.
Oops, knocked that over.
I thought the water dropped. All right. Oh, you dropped our intuitive magic oracle deck.
I keep knocking it over. Okay,
it's such a beautiful deck. It was so fun. I think we talked about that party we worked, and people were like, we have to have this deck. So we sold a couple decks.
We sold a couple at the party. Yeah, that was so cool.
All right, we did our... and if you'd like to send us a little holiday goodie or any type of goodie, we're going to leave a P.O. box in the show notes. And you can send any little goodies.
Brilliant idea.
And we can
we'd be happy to give you a shout out on the show.
Yeah.
And on our Instagram. Yes. So, Juliet, what's new with you?
Okay, something kind of minimally interesting is new with me.
I can't wait. Everybody sit down.
Everybody sit down. Seatbelts.
Buckle up.
I went blonde.
Oh, right. You had a blonde moment.
I had a blonde moment. And about 4 hours after I got home from my blonde moment, I said, this is not correct.
Sometimes blondes don't have more fun.
Sometimes you're just not meant for that. So
I was cackling when you're like slowly morphing into Sadie.
I know. I was like, am I becoming you? And the answer is
No. We're meant to be the blonde and the brunette duo.
Yes. Somebody left a review and called us the odd couple.
Oh yeah, someone did call us an odd couple, and I was like, why odd?
I mean, maybe we're just
I thought it was very cute.
But we're pretty
similar.
Odd.
We're a strange duo. The odd duo.
The odd
I loved
couple.
it though.
But the odd couple was with, what is his name? So-and-so and Felix, and one was like really clean and hardworking and organized, and the other was such a mess. Oscar and Felix.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it's an oldie show. And so when I read The Odd Couple, I was like, I don't know if we're that, but I'll take it. Anyways.
Maybe because we're both odd.
Yeah, so I went home. I had a small existential crisis. I felt like, what have I done? Everybody in the BFF group chat was like so supportive. They were like, oh, you look stunning. It's amazing.
I thought it looked cute, but I understand how it feels when someone, I'm like, yeah, it looks cute, but I don't like it,
Yes. So on the subject of shout outs, the woman who does my hair is named Mary Grace, either Durnwald or Dunwald. Her name's Mary Grace. I follow her on Instagram. She is the blonde specialist in Los Angeles. So I told her, I said, you did a perfect job. It's just not for my head.
Yeah, no, it looked fabulous.
It was the most pristine blonde, other than Sadie's or Irene's, who gets her hair done by Mary Grace, that I've ever seen. And so I was like, you did a phenomenal job. I just don't like it on me. So she had me come back this week, and I was able to fix it back. And I thought that was so nice that sometimes people give you attitude of like, well, you should really take some more time to get used to it, and this is what you said you wanted. And she was like, oh, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's so nice. It's so nice when people are just so kind and supportive and just want you to feel your best. So
yeah.
Yes, I had a blonde Christmas for exactly 5 days, and then immediately I went back in this week and I said, just make it as dark as you possibly can. So it's actually, I think, even darker now than it was before I did anything, but no one will notice.
I can see some highlights in it. Like,
okay, great. Because it's all bleached underneath this toning situation.
And it might fade out a little bit more to a place where you like really like it.
Great. I'm happy.
But I think it looks fabulous.
So I took a risk. That's new with me. And then I immediately changed it back. But that's very me. That's very me.
Yeah.
To be like, I want a gigantic change.
Well,
and be like, no, I don't.
Good for you for being like, can I come back and fix it? Because like so many times I've not been happy and been like, I don't want to tell them I feel bad or something. But you were like, you know what? No, I don't want this.
Yeah. That's a moral you can take away from that is if there's anything in life that you change your mind on, speak up.
Yeah.
Speak up, no matter what it is.
Because if you're going to like the right person, they're going to be happy you told them, because they'd rather you, like your hairdresser would rather you be just like thrilled with your experience than you walk around with beautifully done hair but that you don't like and being like, ugh, I'm not feeling good, like she would rather, even though she put that work in for the blonde, she'd rather you feel good.
I know, I felt bad when she was washing the brunette back in. She said, oh, it just breaks my soul to see all the blonde go away. And I was like, sorry. It's going. I didn't feel bad.
You're like, sayonara.
So that's new with me. Planning the retreat has been a delight. Just brainstorming. Oh, Confident Goddess.
Oh yes, it's been Boo just went like stuck her head up after I went, oh yes.
Confident Goddess. Confident Goddess is a short, self-paced course. Yes. Very low time commitment. 1.5 hours max of video content you can watch on your own. There is a group Zoom call candle ritual called Calling in the Confident Goddess that I am hosting on January 2nd at 6 or 6:30 p.m. Pacific. It lands on the new moon in Capricorn, which is a really powerful time to make a commitment. So we are going to meet everybody. What are you doing? Everybody who what is she
she's
seeing?
hunting something, or it's a ghost.
Let me move the water. I don't want her to knock it over. So everybody who signs up for Confident Goddess by New Year's Eve.
There's literally nothing. She's being so scary.
Is everybody what?
Oh, see what she, look at her. Who's in here?
What do you see? This is bizarre.
Oh my God, she's being so scary. There's definitely not anything.
No, she's tracking something that's like moving quickly.
Is it a confident goddess?
What does she see? Now I'm getting spooked. What do you see, sweetheart? All right, so we just did a little cut because Boo has been tracking something that is not visible to our eyes, and we were trying
and she's still doing it, definitely, but we're going to try and focus and move forward.
We're going to move on. But anyways, Confident Goddess, we have close to 10 girls who've already signed up. And it's, again, self-paced, self-guided. It's an 1.5-hour video with some amazing journal prompts that could very possibly and probably and hopefully will completely transform your life, lead to a lot of breakthroughs. I redefine confidence on a soul level. And our New Year, New Moon Zoom call candle ritual is available to everybody who signs up for the course by New Year's Eve. So let's ring in 2022 together.
Yes, and I have my Aligned as Fuck 2022 challenge going on.
Yes.
So there's lots of free goodies to help you set intentions for the new year that are actually aligned with who you are, what you really want. We have a gratitude exercise, a reflection exercise, and more to come. You can join the email list and you get a bunch of free content, and then it's going to be 3 live calls together plus a group chat for you to chat it out and us to make a plan to make your vision come to life for 2022 together. So there's going to be limited spots available, and it's only launching to the wait list because I want you to have worked through all of the free content I'm giving out before you join the group coaching, and there's no obligation to join. So you can also just get a lot of free juicy goodness to help you plan 2022. It's very exciting.
There are 2 ways that you can step into the new year,
which I think are perfectly aligned with each other to do both.
Oh my gosh. Because yours is about getting aligned on a vision and a plan.
And you need confidence to...
And mine is sort of like the energy shift of confidence behind it to really believe in yourself and your visions and your art and bring your work forward. I'm really big on taking a lot of inspired action. So yeah, together, it's like a perfect union. Much like us.
Much like us. The odd couple.
The odd couple. What's new with you?
Well, I just got back from New York City.
Oh my gosh, Sadie had such a time in New York City.
It was crazy. So since I was a little girl, I had a dream to go to New York City during the holidays to see the Rockefeller tree and all of the decorations and, you know, like go up Fifth Avenue. And like when I moved to California, I remember having the thought of like, oh, it'll never happen now because I have to go home for Christmas. And like, you know, who can afford, you know, like to go to 2 places in 1 month or whatever. So this was like a big manifestation for me. And it just kind of happened because my friend Haley, who lives there and is the best hostess ever, kind of invited me last minute and was like, do you want to come to this thing called SantaCon where like thousands of people dress up as Santa and we just like go and drink at different bars? And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to go to New York during Christmas time. Yes, I do. So SantaCon was so fun, so amazing. That's why I have this ridiculous outfit, my Santa baby outfit. So this year SantaCon was like down by like Times Square area. So we got off the subway and walked a couple blocks, and just all of a sudden it was like boom, just Santas. And it was crazy. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw some of the videos, but it was so funny, so fun. It's just like, there's nothing better than just that sense of community when you're like, everyone's like, yep, I showed up dressed like this. I'm here with you and you and you. It felt like a family reunion with all of my like long lost cousins. Like gosh. Everyone was just, it was so fun. And then we pretty much stayed at like one bar the whole time. And the craziest thing happened.
What was it?
Was that I stood up at one point from the bar to like go to the bathroom or something. And someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, I'm getting chills. Are you Sadie Olsen?
And a star is born.
I'm pretty drunk at this point, and I'm just like, what? What did you say? And I was like, are you a fan of Craig's? And she was like, I mean, yeah, but no, I love your podcast, and I love following you. And shout out to Chatty Broads again, because she said she found me through Chatty Broads. So another one of the Broad Squad, Maddie. Hello. It was so incredible to meet you. I was like, I'm gonna start crying. I was like, I just this hasn't happened to me before, and especially like I'm like in New York at SantaCon at a bar, and someone recognizes me for the first time. What a memory. Thank you, Maddie, for that memory. And then I texted the group chat. I was like, oh my God, this just happened. And everyone's like, yeah, Sadie. And it felt so good. It was so cool. So thank you, Maddie, for that experience. It was very special. And then I got to do all of the New York Christmas things. I went and saw the Saks Fifth Avenue Christmas light show, started crying. And then I got to see the Rockefeller Christmas tree. I'm getting chills and emotional again. Started bawling. I just love Christmas.
It's a wonderful time.
Every time I see Christmas lights, I get emotional. Like whenever we go, Craig took Juliet and I last week together, actually.
Oh, wait, we have to talk about
that. To see Candy Cane Lanes here in my area. And which is a neighborhood that everyone comes together and everyone decorates like big, and I know this sounds so ridiculous, but I'm like, I feel like Christmas is the closest thing we have to world peace, because we all come together and like almost everyone like decorates and gets a tree. It's something that so much of the world all participates in, and I know not all of the world, but it's such a global thing. And I know sometimes we can get lost in consumerism and blah blah blah, but like every time I see just like the city just decorates the trees, and stores go all out to decorate, and people do their homes, and I'm like, we're doing this for each other, like for other people.
I know.
You know? And I just get so emotional, and I'm like, thank you, New York City.
Oh my gosh.
And I got to see the giant Christmas ornaments too, that were very cool. What are you doing, crazy girl?
You know what always makes me, there's two things that always make me just cry. Like every time this happens. I could go to a graduation and know not a single person there, and I lose my mind. I'm like, they worked so hard.
Yep.
They will never be together again in the same way.
Yep.
Their lives are changed. They've all grown up. Like, even if I know nobody. And the other time is if I see somebody under the age of 18 singing well, I lose it. I'm like, that's somebody's child. Like, the mother must be so proud.
I get that.
And Sadie's is
Christmas lights. And another thing that made me cry here in my town, because I live in a small beach town outside of LA, is they put these little things over all of the parking meters in the city and said, Merry Christmas from blank beach. Parking's on us. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, they would never do that where I live. I love that.
I was just like, I love living here. I'm never moving.
Oh, I love that.
And then so I did all of the like in the city Christmas light things. I laughed, I cried. I kept being like, can we go back to those lights? Can we go look at the Christmas tree one more time? Can we do this? Can we do that? And then we also went to this neighborhood called Diker Heights in New York. That was a bit of a trek to get to, but it was worth it. It was kind of like Candy Cane Lanes here in LA, which there's like a few different neighborhoods that do it. But everyone just went all out, and there was some houses that were, I'm just getting chills again thinking about it, were like the most decorated, most fun, just wildest houses I've ever seen. And again, I was just like, they do this for us. You know, it's not even for them. They do it for us, for like the community.
Aww.
I just think it's the most wonderful thing.
Speaking of Christmas lights, last week,
yes,
Sadie and I were finishing up a long day of work together, and Craig comes home and says, do you girls want to go and see the Christmas lights? And we
so
said,
cute.
Yeah. And Sadie goes, can I bring Boo?
Oh yeah.
And Craig's like, I mean, I guess. So me, Sadie, Craig, and Boo hop in the car, and Sadie lets Boo look out the window. The window was rolled up, everything was safe, and take a peek at the lights.
She loved it. She was looking all around. Her eyes were all big.
Oh yeah, she had a nice little tour of the Christmas lights.
She loves car rides. Like whenever we go to the vet or the groomers, like she loves it. And I always let her peek her little head out of her carrier, and she just like loves looking outside. She's like, whoa, because if you think about it, they don't know that there's more world out there. They just know their yard.
Right.
And then you put them in a car and they're like, oh my God, there's so much more out here.
So Boo had a really special Christmas enrichment experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we all got In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, that was a highlight for sure.
That was really fun. And the neighborhoods were so great. So special.
Yeah.
And Sadie was so sweet. She was like, we need to listen to Christmas music. And the first song she played was my Christmas song, Santa, My Wish Is You. So if you want to add
streaming now on Spotify, add it to your Christmas playlist.
Bop.
It's such a good Christmas bop. An easy classic. It sounds like a classic. The first time I played it for Craig, I was playing for, a minute. And then I was like, this is Juliet's new Christmas song. And he was like, really? He was like, I thought this was like a song I heard before, because like it just sounds like a classic. It does.
Thank you.
Not that it doesn't sound like any other song. It just sounds like a Christmas song that has always been a part of the classics.
I'll take it.
Like he was like, this is Juliet. And then he heard some of your other music and he was like, I can't believe Juliet's not a famous singer. And I was like, dude, I know her music's really good, but it's just like stand up. We were talking about the like stand up comedy and musicians. There's so much talent, and then it's really like hard to get it out there to the millions, to the masses.
It sort of takes just the right song and the right moment, and to just keep doing it. Like I still know that my moment's coming.
Yeah.
Even though I thought it would happen when I was 17, it'll probably happen maybe in my late 30s, maybe in my 40s. I don't know, but I'll have my I think
you're going to be singing Santa, My Wish Is You at some Christmas ball in New York City.
With like a red sparkly gown and a full band.
And I'll be in the background in this outfit.
Yes.
Going like this, waving my hands back and forth.
We're going to give you a tambourine.
Oh, yes. And I'll hit it on my hip.
It won't take a lot to make me smile on Christmas Day, so Santa, won't you come in through the front door? Oh, you know what it is? It's my bracelet that's tripping her out, I think, and the charm ring. I think we've solved the mystery. On today's episode of Solved Mysteries.
Solved Mysteries. Boo, she's so crazy.
What else is new? Okay, so you went to New York
City, did all of the Christmas things. It was the best thing ever. I'm leaving back to Wisconsin for a week pretty soon.
I went to the Christmas themed bar on Hollywood and Vine last night. I don't know what it's called, but it's on Hollywood and Vine, and you buy a ticket and you go at a certain slot. Like you get to stay for an hour and a half. Felt like I was in a Hallmark movie.
Was it similar to the Christmas bar I went to in New York? Like when I posted videos of that?
I think so. Just super decorated. They had little Stop it. They had little Christmas trees hanging upside down from the ceiling, and like hundreds of ornaments hanging on like fishing wire.
Oh.
And there was a woman dressed as an elf named Sour Plum.
Sour Plum.
And she led some games, and she had us all write down our Christmas confessions.
That's so cute.
And then they had like, they gave you a really yummy drink when you walked in, and they gave you like a tray of Oreos for the table. It was really cute.
So we went to this place called Rolf's Restaurant in New York City that is a Christmas bar all year round. And yeah, it was crazy decorated, just floor to ceiling like ornaments, and there was like a lot of dolls in it for some reason. Was obsessed with it. And I had mulled wine for the first time, like warm mulled wine. So it's like wine and it's warmed up and there's like some spices in it, and there was cinnamon sticks in it. Oh my God, it was so good.
I've never had that.
I was like, we need to make mulled wine. I don't know how to make it. I'm sure I can Google it, but
speaking of dolls, if anybody here makes or would like to gift me,
since you brought it up,
I've been dropping this hint since we started this podcast. I want a weighted baby doll. I want a reborn creepy looking baby doll that I can carry when I have baby fever and then just put back in the closet when I'm over it. I don't have a pet. I need something
Juliet
to hold.
needs a reborn doll. Oh,
I had a baby born. Remember Baby Born?
No.
What? Okay, Baby Born. It was a doll that came out in the 90s, and you would...
Wait, did you feed it stuff and then it pooped?
Yes!
I had one of those.
Baby Born.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then my sister's generation had Baby Alive. Different thing.
Baby Alive and Baby Born.
Yeah.
I have a baby born right here. She's stinky. She poops. She eats. She nibbles on me. You're so gross.
So yes, I really want my baby doll. Victor thinks it's the creepiest thing in the world. He's like, I do not want that in my house. I'm like, it's fine. I'll just hold it while you're at work.
Yeah. You're just like bouncing it in your lap. You're like, mommy's busy working.
Let me just get this mothering scratch scratched.
Scratch it.
And we'll all be happy.
I do not want one, so just send one for...
Just one.
I'm kind of scared of dolls. I have a really scary doll back home that I love.
Gretchen?
Yeah, she's for sure haunted, but we have a good relationship.
I just know the name. I'm like, if it's a doll, I've paid attention and I remember.
Yeah, it's Gretchen. I think I've talked to her about her before on the podcast.
We showed a photo once.
But actually, we got her at a Christmas white elephant exchange and I cried to my mom, and I was like 16, too old to be scared of a doll, and I cried. I was like, Mom, we're not really bringing that home, are we? And she was like, we have to. She's like, we can't throw it away. It's like a family relic, because it was from like when my dad was little. That's how old the doll was, you know. So she's like, we'll get in so much trouble if we throw this up.
Get your butt out of my water.
God. Boo, settle down. She's so active today.
She's very active.
But yeah, so she's pretty scary, but I love her. And in high school, like, me and my friend Hannah would like drive her around places. And like one time I had my birthday party at my house, and it was a pool party, and we were like, what if we put Gretchen in like an inner tube and she's just floating in the pool, but we don't say anything about it, and we wait how long till like people go like, what the? But at that point people knew who Gretchen was, so they were just like, hey Gretchen, and we would just like carry on with the party.
Oh,
she's been through a lot with us.
Oh, Gretch.
But when we first got her, I was terrified of her, and my parents are bullies, and they would put her in like my bed or my room, and I would be like, I couldn't move her. I was so scared. Like, I didn't want to touch her. And then I started pranking them back and like putting it in their shower and stuff. And then eventually, I don't know how it shifted, but I started to like Gretchen and wasn't scared of her anymore. And that's that.
The things that I want Santa to bring me this year.
What do you want?
I want a bunny. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or a cat. Also not going to happen.
Maybe
a reborn baby doll. No, probably not going to happen.
I don't want to instill hope, but maybe Victor's been so adamant about saying no because he's going to get you one for Christmas.
That is not what's going to happen, but I love the thought.
I'm trying for a third cat. Currently, I'm trying. Craig and I are trying. For a third child, a cat child. My friend Claire, a family she just recently started working with, is fostering 3 kittens, and one of them is this little girl cat that looks really frazzled and has like scruffy hair and just looks like a hot mess, and I want her.
And you said that's my child.
That's mine. I want to name her Gizmo.
Oh, Gizzy.
My next cat, whether it's a boy or girl, is going to be named Gizmo. I know that much. And I would like it to be that cat. So I have to bother Craig about that somewhere. He's like, I wanted to, but why would we have 3 cats? And I'm like, why wouldn't we have 3 cats? Is the question. What's one more? You give a little bit more food. You clean out the litter box a little more often. What's one more?
She's going to try for a third.
I really see myself having 4 cats, honestly.
Yeah, I see that too.
Like, I just feel like they're so easy to take care of, and I just love having them all around me. I just want there to always be a cat following me around. And Boo, you do such a good job. You follow me everywhere, and you lay on me. And imagine if I had... Mr. Cat is amazing. He just doesn't lay on me or anything. And I want more. I want more attention.
That's what it really comes down to. And that's okay.
Well, I want to wake up with more stinky, dirty cats laying on me.
Oh, can you sing Boo's new song?
Oh, Wait. Oh. It's beginning to smell a lot like garbage. Everywhere Boo goes. She's the stinkiest cat around. She'll make your nose hairs burn. She's beginning to smell a lot like garbage. We're talking about you, Boo. She's like, what the hell, Mom?
She is a stinky girl.
You smell bad.
Yeah.
Like we give her baths and she smells good for like 3 days and then she stinks again. And I'm like, when she comes home, because they're indoor outdoor cats, and she just immediately, we have what's it called? We have horseshoes in our front yard, so there's these sand pits, and like the second I like put her down, she runs to the sand pit and rolls in it.
She's just a
and I'm like,
crazy girl.
I literally just paid like $70 to get you a bath. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm wild.
You're a wild girl. She knows what she likes, and what she likes is dirt.
So I want a bunny, a cat, a doll. I'm not ashamed. I can't think of anything else.
I know. My dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I was like, this is the first time in many years like I didn't need to say cash, please.
That's so nice.
Or, help me pay for my plane ticket home. So I was like, I don't even know. So I was thinking about it, though. I should have asked. I don't know if it's too late. I could text him. But I really want to do one of those Ancestry DNA kits. Oh,
yeah.
That would be a good gift.
Have I shared on here my experience doing that?
I don't know.
For me, personally, it just told me what my family had already told me.
Yeah.
There wasn't any like, no way. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, well, that was $100. Except I didn't know I was 10% Norwegian.
Oh, right, because we're both Norwegian.
Yes, I had no idea.
That's what I'm more curious about. I know the things I am for the most part. I just don't know the percentages, and I'm curious what I'm the most of, which it's probably going to be like even. But I'm like Norwegian, Swedish, Irish, and German, mostly. So I don't know. I just want to know what the percentages are, because it's pretty close. It's like my great-grandparents, for a few of them, are like, one great-grandparent is like 100% Swedish, one's 100% Irish. So it didn't filter out that much through the, so I'm curious.
It's interesting how the percentages change, because you will have a different number set situation than your brothers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So like I might technically have more of one thing than my sister, just because how the genetics like do their little thing. Yeah.
So I'm just curious. I know what I am for the most part. And then like people will argue, they'll be like, we're not Swedish. And I'm like, great grandma is from Sweden. What are you talking about? Like, so I'm just like, I just want to know, because I tried to.
That'd be a fun gift.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. So yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, I have so many.
They said, do you want to pay extra for the health guesses in your I said, no. I don't need to know.
I don't want to know.
What can I really do about it,
Yeah. Like, it might manifest if I know and I
do you know what I mean?
coming.
I was like, what? No, I'll just keep being as healthy as I can be.
I'm good. Yeah. Like, I already know it's my family.
Want to pay extra to be concerned for the next 30 years? So that you can be scared
for this to pop up?
No.
No thanks. I'll good.
Pass,
but I'd love to know how Swedish and Norwegian I am. So,
speaking of gifts and Christmas time, we have a fun topic for today.
We are going to talk about the history of Christmas, the history of Yule, which is sort of the witchy holiday around Christmas. It's actually a pagan holiday, and we're going to talk about like what that means and what that is a little bit. And we're just Googling this and sharing it with you, because this is funny how this came up, because I was watching the Lifetime channel when I was in New York
at this time.
As one does. Just love Hallmark and Lifetime Christmas movies with a passion. I watched 4 on the plane, by the way. Right now they have Hallmark Christmas movies on the airplane.
No way.
Shout out Delta. That's how I spent all my flights, was watching Christmas movies. Anyways, we were watching Lifetime, and they had this little like blurb in between like the movies, like not a commercial, but you know, it's like by Lifetime, and it was like, did you know the history of Christmas? And I was like, oh my God, this is all so interesting. And then today I was in the shower, I was like, that's what we should talk about on the podcast for Christmas, is like a little bit about the history. It's super interesting and it's pretty witchy. It's,
I love it.
It's
I didn't
ritual,
know any of this.
symbolic, which is what freaking witchcraft is. Everything is witchcraft. Okay, so
Have a Yule, that's cool.
is that a song or did you make that up?
No, it's a song.
Oh,
From Coney Island to the Sunset Strip, somebody's gotta have a happy trip or make a happy trip tonight when the moon is bright. So you'll have a Yule, that's cool. It's a cute song. Cool Yule.
cool Yule. I haven't heard it.
Is it Louis Armstrong? I'll look that up right now.
Look it up. Okay, so the history of Christmas and the history of Yule, which is kind of been combined into one thing a little bit at this point because Christmas is so inspired by Yule. But Yule is basically the celebration of the winter solstice. So the winter solstice would be the shortest day and longest night of the year. So it's basically a celebration of, like, from what I understand, it's celebrating like the reawakening of the sun. So it's sort of like a rebirth, because at Samhain, at Halloween, the days started, or we had like the day was, what is that, fall equinox, and then they started getting shorter and shorter. And so we were kind of like going into the darkness, and then the winter solstice marks when the days are going to be becoming longer. So the light is coming back. So Yule is a pagan holiday, and we were kind of like, we've heard that term a lot, but what specifically is it? And it can, in one way, talk about, like in a historical sense, the religions of ancient Greece and Rome, but it's basically a broad term for a polytheistic or pantheistic nature worshipping religion. So like more or less not Christianity, not Islam, not Judaism. Mm-hmm. It's its own separate broad term for if you worship, if you work with deities, like that would be a pagan way of practicing mm-hmm. your spiritual beliefs, because that's not relating to one God,
which is monotheism.
Yes.
Poly is many gods, or just multiple.
So it's really interesting because there's like a couple different ways that Yule became about. One of them was the Festival of Saturnalia, which is basically, from what I understood, and this, I was like, I remember watching this in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where it's like kind of like this like week-long festival of like, there's no rules and we get to kind of like act out. I don't know a lot about it, so that's like a brief what I understand about Saturnalia, but it's also about celebrating the winter solstice. So it is, let me look at this again to remind me. So it's one of the oldest winter celebrations in the entire world, Yule is. And it's a celebration of, like I said, the longest night of the year, the shortest day of the year. And this says, which I'm on awarenessact.com, the magical history of Yule, the pagan winter solstice celebration. It says, part of the celebration surrounding Yule and the winter solstice is the hope and faith we have that the light will return. Our faith and hope are only verified by the growing daylight that follows the winter solstice. So we rejoice and give thanks that no matter how short the days have become and no matter how cold and dark the world is, the light and sunshine and life will return. In many ways, the sun is reborn each year on the winter solstice, and after the solstice is over, we verify this by observing longer and longer daylight periods. So, for example, the mistletoe is a part of Yule, and it's hung to symbolize fertility. Holly was used to protect from evil spirits. The Christmas wreaths represent the wheel of life and the cycles of life and death, which is what the solstice is all about, is like the rebirth of the sun. And then the Yule Log is a giant log, trunk of a tree stuck in the fireplace to feed the fire for the 12 days of Christmas, which is Christmas Day through the 5th of January. And you spending time around this fire, dancing around it, like setting like intentions and rituals. And then this says that you can use the ashes to like spread in your garden, and it's thought to like plant your seeds basically, because it like fertilizes your garden. And I loved this. The Yule tree has been in tradition. So our current Christmas trees has been in traditions thousands of years before it became known as the Christmas tree in the 1840s. And the ornaments would symbolize the wishes people had for the new year. For example, coins for wealth, corn for an abundant harvest, etc. And until Queen Victoria decided to have a tree for herself, most Christians frowned upon the tradition because it was a pagan tradition and not a Christian tradition. But now we know it's kind of been embraced by Christians everywhere. I think I grew up in a Christian household. There was never any question of should we get a Christmas tree. It was a part of Christmas of which like we celebrated like the birth of Jesus. So I thought that was interesting, and it made me think of like, oh, I love all the ornaments I have, but I was like, I want to be more intentional about some of the ornaments that I put on my tree. Like I want to go find like a coin, and like I love that it was like a corn for an abundant harvest. Like it'd be cute to get a like corn on the cob ornament or something.
I know.
What did you learn, Juliet?
So let me pop on my reading glasses. I am on the witchesguide.com, and this article is called 7 Ways to Celebrate Yule, the Winter Solstice by Sarah Wolf. So thank you, Sarah, for this great article. So I'm going to add on to what you said, decorate a Yule tree.
These are ways to celebrate, right?
Yeah. So these are ways to celebrate.
Okay.
So here's what we can all do. So it's just what Sadie said, decorate a Yule tree. The tradition of bringing a tree into the home didn't start until... Now, this one says 16th century Germany, when Christians began decorating them with candles, which is a fire hazard. I don't recommend trying it these days. I don't know what the number was, but there was some crazy number or statistic about how many people like lit their house on fire because they put these candles in a dry...
I was gonna say, my tree is already so dry that thing would light up in a second.
Which led to our tradition of stringing lights on the tree. When the Christmas tree tradition was first brought to America by German settlers, it was rejected by Puritans because it was a symbol of paganism, and you could get severely punished by displaying one. Today, it's acceptable and even expected to display a tree, and you can recreate a Yule tree by adorning an evergreen tree, indoors or outdoors. Just any evergreen tree, or honestly any tree, just pick something, I would say. With natural decorations such as making an orange slice and cinnamon garland, or a popcorn and cranberry garland. The gold star was added to the top to symbolize solar energy and celebrate the returning light, and the star to symbolize the 5 elements of the pentagram.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Very interesting.
Instead of bringing a tree inside, another option is to collect fallen evergreen branches and decorate your home with them, which was an ancient tradition even before the tree. There's a company in London that I want them to do it here, and I'll have to do some research because I have a beautiful tree in my living room, but it does sort of break my heart. This was like a growing tree, you know? There's a company in London that will bring you a tree in a pot, and it will deliver it to your home, and you get to enjoy the live tree. And then at the end of the season, they pick the tree up and they deliver you that same exact tree for 7 years. And after the 7th year, when it's too big, it goes into retirement, and they plant it out in nature.
Oh my God, you get to see the tree grow.
You get to see the tree grow up.
That's really sweet. And then you don't have dry nettles dropping all over your floor.
It'll smell especially good, and it's alive, and that's one of my future tree dreams. So that's one thing you can do. You can decorate a Yule tree.
The next Goddess Hangs business venture, a Christmas tree.
I just think so many people would be behind that.
Totally.
Okay, the next thing is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Make wassail? Wassail? I don't know. Drinking wassail for the holidays is a tradition that still stands, but the practice of wassailing is one that has been lost. It's a word that means good health. So after you drink it, it is customary to sing to the trees and offer them a bite of the beverage to ensure a good harvest in the year to come. You could also go to your neighbors' orchards and sing as well. Shout, bang on pots and pans in a practice of what witches would now call raising the energy.
Oh, I was gonna say, it sounds kind of like Christmas caroling. Like maybe that was the origin of Christmas caroling.
It may very well be where our tradition of caroling comes from.
There we go. We used to sing to the trees. Now we sing to each other. Guess who's Christmas caroling to the trees tonight?
Yes, ma'am. Even if you don't rely on trees to feed you in the coming year, you can still give offerings and sing to them to encourage them to grow again once spring arrives, or just thank them for filtering the air we breathe. And then there's a recipe, which is 4 cups of apple cider, 2 cups of cranberry juice, 2 cups of orange juice, 2 cups of dark ale or brandy, 2 cinnamon sticks, 2 slices of fresh ginger, half a cup of sugar, and for that witchy touch, garnish with fresh pine. So
Love
yeah,
it.
you can replay that and slow that down if you want that recipe. Apple cider wassail. Then we have, and you're supposed to put it in a slow cooker or a saucepan.
It sounds almost like mulled
cider.
wine, but
yeah.
cider version, yeah.
Okay, the next thing we can do is prepare a Yule log. And this is all about, you could anoint it with alcohol like the wassail recipe. Then you decorate it with holly and berries and mistletoe and juniper berries and cinnamon sticks and pine cones. And then you can have family members write wishes on pieces of paper and attach them to the log before putting it in the fire.
No, that would smell so good to have all of that, like cloves and cinnamon sticks and everything before you lit it.
And then what you said, after the log is burned, you can spread the ashes onto your garden. Magical fertilizing properties, encouraging the crops to grow in the coming year. The next thing is decorate your altar. You could do pine cones, holly berries, poinsettias, greenery. Yule is all about returning light, so use plenty of candles. Let's see. Traditional Yule foods, milk and eggs, eggnog, fruits, nuts, berries, and then craft your own wreath. Because of the wreath shape, which I learned from Sadie today, is like that of the wheel of the year. I love that.
So it'd be a fun activity to make a wreath.
And then finally, make witches' balls. This is a fun craft to do for Yule. It can be used to decorate your tree if you choose to have one indoors, or you can hang it in a window to catch the light. Witches' balls are meant to ward evil, and they look beautiful and festive since we already associate bulb ornaments with the holiday season. So basically, you take a clear Christmas ornament, preferably glass rather than plastic, and you fill it with in this picture they have like herbs and shells, and it's sort of like a spell jar, but in
it's a spell jar, but make it a bulb.
Exactly. And then you can write your little wishes in it and hang it on the tree. And I especially love what Sadie was talking about when she said how a Yule tree, instead of just like, here's some cute ornaments that match the color scheme, putting on a coin for abundance.
The ornament I gave you today is just like that. I got which it actually looks a lot like our Dream Big oracle card. I found this beautiful, sweet ornament when I was in New York that's like a pink, sparkly, and white castle. And they were custom writing stuff at that store. So I said, can you write Goddess Hangs 2021 on it? But I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. It's a spell. When you hang it, it's going to be like our big dreams happening.
I don't even want to put that away like when Christmas and the holidays are over.
You could hang it because it's not Christmassy. You could just hang it on the wall in front of your desk or something.
I love it. I love it. So I am just, what I love most about all the things that we shared in these traditions is just, it feels so good to do rituals. And we have rituals that we don't realize are rituals in our modern society, the graduation ceremony is a ritual.
Right.
A birthday is a ritual. Like everything that turning 21, there's a ritual. Like there's all these things that we don't think of as rituals, but they are, and like these little rites of passage and these markers that, indicate days are special and help us understand the passing of time and growth and cycles. And so I just love that witchcraft in general is really about, reconnecting with nature, creating more rituals, being more intentional. That's my favorite thing about it. And I just loved, how we will thank the trees, and we will gift them with
songs
this and that,
part of our drinks. I actually, so Juliet and I both, we like learning about the more like pagan holidays, but we aren't like, we're learning about them still too. Like they're not a huge part of my practice as of right now, but I'm actually remembering last year what I did do for the winter solstice / Yule, is that Craig and I turned off every single light in the house. Ooh. The Christmas lights, everything. So it was completely dark, and we sat in the dark and we meditated on our vision for the next year. And 2021 went really well, so I'm going to definitely do this again next year. I'm like, I just remembered this, that we did do something for Yule. So in complete darkness, because Yule is about from, the darkness comes the light, like the day's getting longer. So every light off, sat in complete darkness. And then we lit a candle, and by candlelight only, just our 2 pillar candles, we wrote down our intentions and then we burned them, and we sat with only those 2 candles burning for a few minutes and meditated more about that candle, like bringing our intentions to life. But it was basically like a simple candle spell, but I was very intentional that we wanted to be in complete darkness, because it was the longest night of the year when we did it. And then lighting the candle was symbolic of like, okay, now the light's coming and the days are getting longer. And well, we've had a hell of a year, so I'd say there's something to that spell. So there you go. That's my Yule spell, is be in complete darkness, meditate on what you desire. And it was very much like letting things come to me rather than trying to say, this is what I want. I was like, what's coming this year? And adding what I like consciously wanted to. But it was really fun to meditate like that.
I would love to do that.
And then lighting the candle, and by candlelight writing it all down, and then we burnt it to like surrender. We were like, and that was basically my New Year's ritual, because then I had COVID. And I felt like, I think for witches, Yule is almost like a New Year's, because it's the thing. So yeah, that's what I did last year for Yule.
I love it. Well, there's so many different ways to make this time of year your own, to start your own special traditions, even if it's just with you, or just with you and maybe some of the girls in the BFF Patreon. I'm not trying to plug the Patreon right now. I'm just saying, like, even if it's not something your whole family does, there's still ways you can create your own new little traditions.
I have a fun question.
Yeah.
What is a tradition that your family does during the holidays?
So every year, since I was a little girl, we gather with my dad's side of the family, and we sing all the songs.
Oh.
And my grandma, who is no longer with us, would play them all on piano, because she was a professional piano player. And so we would go through all of them. And the big one every year was the 12 Days of Christmas. So, and everybody had their own little part. And my grandpa, who also is not here anymore, his part was 5 golden rings, and he would always do it very dramatically. Like, he would never just sing
Before you said that part, I just immediately heard like 5 golden rings.
Before I even said it?
Before you said dramatically, I immediately heard it in my head. I think your grandpa was like, this is how I sing it.
That's how he did it. And it's so funny, because he was at every event, and I was never like super close with him, but he was always around, which was very comforting. But that was the one, I mean, every year I really looked forward to that, because
Grandpa's 5 golden rings.
He would just, what is it called? Like, take down the house with that. And so this is the first year actually that I'm hosting Christmas at my place.
Oh.
So, which is something I've dreamed about for a long time. So my whole family's coming to me and Victor's place.
Wow.
And my piano, my magical, amazing piano that I bought this year. I bought it this year. Mm-hmm. It's a digital piano. It looks like a real piano. It sounds like a real piano. It doesn't look like a keyboard. It's a digital piano. It's beautiful. And it includes all of the Christmas songs. And you can, excuse me, I just burped. And you can play along to that. It's this funny thing where you can just press the keys and it'll play the song in time and it sounds like you're playing it professionally.
Oh my God, I love that.
So it has, like, my grandma's name, we called her Beavy. So the piano has like a built-in Beavy in it, basically. So we're going to be doing...
manifested a built-in Beavy.
I know. So we're going to do all the songs this year. And thank goodness that piano can play all of the songs that she would play. So yeah, that's the big Christmas tradition. What about you?
I was thinking of a few things. One is that my mom has these beautiful wine glasses that she was so proud of, but it's hilarious because they're from Arby's, the fast food chain.
What?
Do you remember when fast food restaurants used to have like collectible glasses that you would like collect? They weren't usually stunning, gorgeous ones. Like McDonald's had ones with the different characters on it. This was like in the 90s, like early 90s, maybe 80s.
Okay, I don't remember anybody having like a fancy wine glass.
But Arby's did this. You had to like collect your, I don't know, receipts or something, and you could get a glass. They're these beautiful wine glasses with like a frosted winter scene on them. I'll have to get a picture when I'm home. And I'll post it on the Goddess Hang story so everyone can see. But my mom doesn't like Arby's but wanted these glasses, so she ate Arby's for like a month so that she could earn all of these like for her lunch breaks. Because she wanted these beautiful glasses. So we have these 4 stunning Christmas glasses, and like it was like such a big deal. Like if you like, we weren't allowed to use them when we were little because she worked hard for those glasses.
Oh wow.
And that's my favorite part, especially now, is just like taking out mom's special glasses that are laughably from Arby's. I'm pretty sure it was Arby's, or it was some ridiculous fast food restaurant that for some reason they don't say Arby's on them. There's no branding on them, and they're stunning. So that's one, is the special glasses.
Okay.
We always cut down our own Christmas tree.
That's special.
And now we used to, when I was little, bundle up. We go to this Christmas tree farm. That's their thing. They give you a saw. You walk out into their woods. You cut it down, and then you drag it to the road. And they have this tractor coming around pulling a trailer. So they throw your tree on the trailer, and you ride it back to the main spot. And Dad would let us help use the giant saw until the end when it was gonna fall, and then he would get rid of us kids. But I just laugh now because now I go in like a t-shirt to the Home Depot parking lot and pick one out. I'm like, this is so different than how I grew up getting Christmas trees, but I'm grateful that Craig likes to get real ones. Mm-hmm. But that was like cutting down the Christmas tree together was always really special.
Okay.
And then my mom always had either Lifetime or Hallmark on 24/7 during Christmas. And I laugh now because my dad and brothers would always complain. But now she's no longer with us, but that channel's on 24/7. Aww. It just makes us think of Mom, but they're totally invested in the movies. Like my dad will be like, oh, I saw this one already, let's check Hallmark. I'll be like, no, this one's pretty good, leave it on. I've seen it, but it's pretty good. Aww. It's very sweet. So we've got the Christmas movies and the wine glasses and the cutting down the tree that were always very special.
Victor got us his and hers ornaments for our first tree together, and he videoed us putting them on the tree. Videoed? What am I, 100? He filmed us putting
He videotaped us. I was gonna say, oh, you meant taped. I was like, that's also an ancient term.
He filmed us putting them on the tree, and it was just so sweet.
It was sweet.
Another thing I don't do every year because it's actually really overwhelming is there's a DVD that we have that I need to like duplicate, just God forbid anything ever happens to it, but it's Christmas 1992, and it's like the great grandparents are alive. It's all my dad's side of the family. My mom's parents, my other grandparents show up. Everyone is like healthy and vibrant, and I'm just one and I was itchy in a dress I didn't like, so they had to they took me out of it, and I immediately relaxed. I was sensitive from the moment.
I was like, that seems so Juliet. I'm not comfortable. Someone fix it.
I can't have it. Since the time I was a little girl, I cannot have the tiniest tag in any of my clothes.
Yeah.
No, thank you. So sometimes I watch that, and it's just so.
We do that too. We watch old movies during Christmas too.
So that's another.
My mom always got us one gift that was like, it always said to the Olsons from Santa. So it was like to all of us, and it was either a puzzle or a board game. And then we would all do it together.
Oh, that's sweet.
On Christmas. So that was really cool too. Usually it was a puzzle, and we all loved it, but we would get really upset with each other. It'd be like, I told you I was doing the green section, and I see you over there hoarding green pieces. Why would you do that? And we like get all like hyper, but that's like my family thrives off of being competitive and stuff. And then we'd fight over who gets to put the last piece in, but we'd like stay up. My family's like early to bed people, and we'd like stay up until the puzzle was done.
Mine is not.
Oh my gosh, that's why I go to bed early. My parents my dad now, he goes to bed at like 9 p.m.
Wow.
Maybe earlier. He tries to make it till 9.
I think my parents go to bed around like 2 at the earliest. I go to bed at like 2 or 3. Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
I'm trying to be better. I don't know what I'm doing to try.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know why it's bad. But
what's the point of working for yourself if you can't work when you want to work? You're energized at night.
I am. What
are your Christmas traditions, goddesses?
Or your Yule, your Hanukkah. I had a nice Hanukkah a couple weeks ago.
Do you have any Hanukkah specific traditions? Because I know you kind of celebrate both.
I celebrate both. So, so what it is now is my mom makes a really yummy dinner with potato latkes and hot dogs, and we spin the dreidel, and we open a little present. And but before this, my grandma, who is alive, just not in the party planning mood anymore, she would plan a big party every year, like it just beyond. Yeah. And it was so fun. Aww. It was so much fun, and my cousins would drive in, and I don't even see them anymore. So it's just it's amazing how things are so different over time. So different. Yeah. But it's really sweet when there's little kids in the family, and all the kids in my family on both sides have all grown up now, and nobody has had kids yet. Like, I'm the oldest grandchild on both sides, and so once we have more babies, it's gonna have a whole new
start
flavor.
Over again. My dad's side, there's billions of little babies. When you go to that side's Christmas, you have to be careful not to step on them because there's so many. Aww. There's just, and I'm like, I can't keep a track of who belongs to who because I have tons of cousins. I have a lot of cousins on both sides, but my dad's side especially is a huge family. Like, I have no idea how many there are of us, but like, my grandparents have probably at least like 20 great grandkids.
That's amazing.
Maybe more by now. I don't know. Everyone's got lots of babies, and my grandma still says, Sadie, when are you gonna have one? And I'm like, Grandma, you have thousands of grandchildren. Would you even notice if I brought one? No, probably not.
Oh my gosh.
It's very sweet. She always grabs my hand and goes, no ring.
I don't know how I won the lucky card where absolutely nobody in my family asks or says anything. In fact, this is funny, that Instagram filter that says like, it's like a pregnancy test, and it says like, you're having 5 boys next month.
Oh, I stole it from you, and mine said you just have to poop.
Yes. And it's quite obviously a filter and a drawing of a pregnancy test. My third cousin reached out to me and my mother and was like, is Juliet pregnant? I saw it on her Instagram. And I said, no, I'm not. It was a filter. And also, why does everybody in this family behave as though it would be the actual end of the world and that I would have to miss senior prom. Like, it's just
I'm 30 now.
I don't know why everybody responds that way, but yeah, no one's.
See, my dad likes to hassle me, but I know if I was like, Dad, I'm pregnant, he'd go, what were you thinking? You're not right. You know, like he'd be like, but he hassles me as though I'm going to be barren soon. And I'm like, I'm fine. But I'm from rural Wisconsin, where what you do is get married and have a family very quickly out of school. So, or while you're still in school. So I understand.
Yeah.
You know, like my parents were done having their 3 children at my age. I'm like, that's crazy. I was old enough to remember when my mom turned 30 and I was like, oh my God, my mom is so old. I remember thinking, I was like, I never want to be 30.
Oh my God.
Little did I know, best year of my freaking life.
Yes, big same.
But it's just, I just have that memory because she had me when she was 22, I think. So I was like 8. And I was like, Mom's turning 30. Oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, no, I could go another 10 years without children, but I won't. But
I know, I feel the same way. We'll regroup in a couple years.
Yeah, we'll regroup.
Well, to all of our goddesses and besties,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for being here with us and celebrating this Christmas episode.
You are the gift. The gift is you.
You are the gift. And if you need a refresher this week on going into the holidays with your family, don't forget about our episode, Energetic Boundaries for the Holidays. A great little refresher. I know I'm going to have a listen on my way home. I'm thrilled and excited, but I have an inquisitive family. So,
yes.
You know, and I don't really want to say I'm a witch now because that'll bring more questions. So I got to write down my notes, my boundaries. I got to take all of our advice.
Remember, everyone, life coach.
I am an unmarried, living with my boyfriend, childless witch. So sorry, everybody. Living my best life.
Happy New Year.
Oh, yes. Well, don't forget to check out our Goddess BFF Patreon. We have all of the details in the show notes. Make sure you have grabbed your copy of Intuitive Magic Oracle deck. I realize now the deck fell over, but here I am motioning at it.
I'll just put it here.
Intuitive Magic Oracle. And we have our jewelry line still available, our collaboration with Out Charmed. I think, I'm wearing my Sadie the Witch necklace. Juliet's also got on the Juliet the Goddess necklace. Mm-hmm. They're so fucking cute. We both have our BFF charm bracelet on.
I have the charm ring.
Magic charm ring. They're so cute. I get so many compliments on them. I love how the goddess and witch are like different fonts, and the witch is like sort of a witchy font, and the goddess is this like cutesy, like bold font. Everything is so sparkly, such good quality, beautiful. Just beautiful. And we also have really fun merch that I think we're gonna wear in one of our upcoming episodes so you can see, but we have really cute goddess hats and witch hats that come in black or white or pink. They're so effing cute. And the Patreon exclusive tote bag, I'm just now catching up, which is available. What's that?
Ignore that.
Juliet's phone said, wrap it up, guys.
Yes.
Which is available to our Patreon only. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Goddess Hangs. I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
And we'll see you next week.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.